Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ronica and today I'm going to be making this lovely coconut cake, Jamaican style coconut cake. It is rich in coconut flavor. It is moist. It is so delicious, guys. You don't want to miss out on this coconut cake. So let's get right into the video. So for our coconut cake, we're gonna need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and this flour is already sieved. So all I did was to sieve it in a strainer just like that, so I get out all the lumps and the flour is refined and smooth. So after you sieve the flour, you're going to use coconut. This is coconut flakes. I have coconut flakes at home, so I'm just going to use the coconut flakes. But if not, you can grate a large coconut and use a large coconut. And I'm also going to be using 2 cups of coconut milk. This is homemade coconut milk. You can also use the coconut milk from the can. And I'm also using 1 cup of brown sugar. Now I'm just going to use 1 teaspoon of nutmeg powder, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ginger, and some salt. And then I'm going to be using 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm also going to be using some almond essence. This is a teaspoon, but I don't think I'm going to use all the almond essence. I'm going to be using some browning also, maybe a half a teaspoon, just for color, just to give it a little darker color, because my brown sugar is not that dark. So here we're going to add all the rest of our dry ingredients. So we just want to get a strainer or a sieve, and then we're just going to add the dry ingredients. So I'm adding the cinnamon powder, the nutmeg powder, the salt, the baking powder, and the ground ginger. And you just want to sieve it to get out the lumps like the flour. So just add everything, the baking powder, the nutmeg powder, everything at once, and you just make one sieve, and that's it. This is what I'm talking about. You don't want to get those lumps in it. You want everything to be refined. So you're just gonna go ahead and just rub out everything and get it fine and smooth. So after you add all of that, then we're just gonna go in with our brown sugar. So I'm just going to add the cup of brown sugar, and then I'm just going to combine everything together. If you want to use a mixer, you can use a mixer, but I am using my wooden spoon to mix everything together. After I mix everything and combine everything together, I'm just going to go ahead now and add some of that coconut milk. I'm not going to add all at once. I'm going to add like 1 cup of the coconut milk first, and then add the other cup, the next cup after. So I'm just gonna go in with some of that coconut milk now. I'm adding like 1 cup, and then I'm going to give it a good mix. As I said before, you can use a mixer if you want to, but I like to use my wooden spoon to mix my butter. I'm just adding the rest of the coconut milk, and then I'm just going to mix everything out evenly to make sure I don't have any lump. So this is it now, guys. After you mix it all out evenly, look at the texture. You can use a mixer if you want, but I am comfortable using my wooden spoon, so I am just mixing it with my spoon. So now we're just gonna go in with our vanilla. This is our vanilla essence, and now we're going to add some of that almond essence. I think I might just add like a half a teaspoon. That's 1 teaspoon, so I'm just adding like half a teaspoon, and then we're just going to combine everything together. So you just want to give it a good mix to combine everything together. After you finish mixing, look at that, guys, lovely. After you finish mixing the almond and the vanilla, then we're just going to go ahead and add the browning. I'm just going to add a little touch of browning because I don't want it to be too dark, so I just want to give it a little bit of color. So I'm just adding like less than a half a teaspoon, just a small amount. Then we're just going to go in with our coconut flakes. You just want to mix it, combine the coconut flakes into the butter and mix it out evenly. It takes a lot of time to mix it with a spoon, guys, so if you have a mixer, I think you should use the mixer because it takes a lot of time to mix it with the spoon. So this is it now, guys. This is the texture that we need. This is the consistency. You don't want it too thick and you don't want it to be too thin. So this is it now. Now it's time to bake our coconut cake. So I'm just gonna give it a little taste to see if it needs more sugar. Perfectly fine. So I'm just going to set it aside and then I'm going to come back to baking it. I'm just going to get the baking tray ready and come back. So this is the baking tray that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to grease it on the sides and the bottom, and then I'm just going to add some parchment paper and grease the parchment paper also. After you grease your pan, you just want to go in now and just add the cake batter. So you just want to pour it in, and we're going to bake our cake at 200 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. 200 degrees Celsius, 1 hour. So the baking time, guys, is 200 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Now I'm just going to add some of that coconut flakes on the top. If you have the grated coconut, that would be the best thing to add to the topping, but I have coconut flakes and it is sweetened coconut flakes, so it might get a little burn to the top, but it's going to be perfectly fine. So now I'm just going to set it in the oven. The oven is already preheated at 200 degrees Celsius, and I'm just going to bake my coconut cake for 1 hour. So it is now 1 hour, and here is my coconut cake, guys. It is very hot, so I'm just going to leave it to cool for at least 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm just going to get it out of this tray and let you guys see what it is looking like. So here is my coconut cake, guys. It is so moist and so delicious. So please remember to like, comment and subscribe if you're not subscribed as yet, and turn on your notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video.